are in one of our 4 high tunnels. The one we're in is a 14-foot wide high tunnel that we purchased from Farmer's Friend. This one we put up, I think, 2 years ago. And we purchased this one and another one just like it at the same time because we could get free shipping if we got both of them. And it's also important to know that we were able to get a 50% cost share for these tunnels through CAPE funding, the KADF funding in our county. So that was great. They're fairly low-tech tunnels. Initially, they were just set up as caterpillar tunnels, and actually just this spring, we transitioned this one to have roll-up sides. This, I think, is really, really important. The caterpillar tunnels are cheap to set up, and you're just using, paracord rope to keep them tight. But in order to vent them, you have to lift up the plastic at each of the hoops and keep them up. And then when it rains, sometimes we had issues with the plastic ripping. And the plastic is not inexpensive. So we're realizing that having roll-up sides is both a time saver and keeps your plastic nice for a lot longer. So in here, we actually, instead of putting boards up for the roll-up sides, hip boards, we put these poles up, which are the same like fence post kind of pole that we use in the purlins and that the bows are made of. And so we did that because we won't ever have to replace it. It won't rot. So that's great. Because one of our other houses, we have wood there, and eventually that's going to need to be replaced. So that was something new that we tried here. And then we've got conduit running along here, and that's what the plastic rolls up onto for the roll-up sides. So that works pretty well. As far as what's in the tunnel here, in the summer months, we've got tomatoes and peppers in our tunnels. So we've got a line down this middle bed of indeterminate tomatoes that we will vertically trellis on this trellis line with little clips, and we'll be pruning these heavily. So they have kind of intense spacing. They're just 9 inches apart. In the early part of the season, we've been trying some interplanting in the tunnels. Beets seem to work well on the sides of the tomatoes. So here we've got some golden beets, and then those will be ready in another 3 or 4 weeks. And then we'll put tarps in the middle here so that we can keep the weed pressure down during the season for the tomatoes and the peppers as well. So we've got peppers on the sides of these tunnels. Those we've got the posts pounded in so that we'll be able to do basket weaving to support those peppers. They really do need it once they get a little bit bigger. And then once we transition to the winter season, these crops will come out usually in October, and we'll put greens in these houses for winter production.